What's up, everybody, man? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, my name is JR, and I did 10 years in the Georgia Department of Correction, man. And I share prison stories. I let y'all know what was going on while I was behind the walls. Now, if y'all tune into the story from, that part one with that boy EJ, this is the part two, man. So let's get into it, man. So anyways, bro, I told y'all Shell, he talking about something, he finna get another note and bring it back to me and all that type of stuff. Now, I really wasn't stunting none of that. I don't want to hear nothing from him because I know he just a snake, bro. That's all he was. He's just a snake. So anyways, bro, before he went back to the kitchen that day, because he actually worked the morning, bro. He actually worked the morning, so they'll go to the kitchen from like 2 something and come back like they come back like 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that, 7 o'clock. It really 7 o'clock, bro. After that first block movement, that's when they really be coming back. So I guess his intention was he said he got somebody to go to the hole, to person who be doing the breakfast trays, because you do have guys that work in the kitchen. They'll bring the trays that to the hole for those who in the hole or who on segregation or whatever. They'll bring them their trays. So that's what he said. They had passed the note. So after he told me he finna go get this and get that, I'm like, all right, bro. So when he was actually going back to the kitchen, he really wasn't supposed to be going back, but he said he finna go and let EJ write another note and all that. So I was telling him, bro, I was like, look, bro, I don't really care if you write a note or he get a note from him. I'm not giving this phone to nobody, bro, because I know if I turn that phone over to them folks, bro, it's gonna be it for that phone with EJ, bro, and it's gonna cause more problems, bro. It's gonna cause a lot more problems. So I had told myself I'm not coming off that phone for nobody, even though I know this goddamn note that Miss Man wrote is fake. So it's crazy when he came back to me. I said to him, I said, Shell, I said, bro, Jamaican, right? He said, yeah, I know he's Jamaican. I know you and him like this, bro. Y'all peoples. He told me y'all went to the same high school and all type of stuff, man. So he went to getting happy and doing all that. I was like, yeah, bro, Jamaica spelled wrong on the kite, right? So when I said that, I had like a little smirk on my face. Really, I'm just trying to read his body language, bro, because I like to do that. I like to read body language, bro. And I could see it. Like his body just kind of like shut that brain, like shut down, like, you know what I'm saying? He tried to think about something to say. He's like, oh, damn, he probably just messed up, man. He in the hole. He probably mad that he on lockdown. I'm talking about he was quick now, but I was like, okay. I really just want to hear what he going to say. So at this time, when he telling me all this nonsense, bro, my Mexican homeboy down there, Chewy, he knew Chewy ain't really know what was going on like that, but Chewy knew that Chewy had some money in the business too, as far as stuff that was supposed to come in, bro. So Chewy seen dude talking to me, and Chewy never really liked dude. Chewy used to tell EJ all the time, bro, stop messing with him. But EJ is so much of a clown and so scared about something. For what reason, I don't know, bro. So after he left, going to the kitchen, Chewy, I go down there, Chewy called me down there, I go down there, so Chewy's like, hey, Micah, what going on? I was like, whoop, whoop. So he's like, what's up with the phone? I was like, I got the phone. He's like, man, homie, don't give that phone to nobody. So I was explaining to the situation. We just down there laughing. He was like, man, these fools think they got all the sense, man. They think they got all the sense. So I was like, okay, boom. I pretty much know what's going on. Now, in my mind, I was kind of figuring out the next step that they was going to come with. You feel me? And I pretty much had it in mind, bro. So boom, I had all my stuff close to me. I had a tool and everything, bro. Had it on me because I know how they play. Boom. This fool come back from the kitchen now. No, stop. Before he comes back from the kitchen, one of the guys that work in the kitchen, as a matter of fact, you heard me talk about the little dude Monroe that used to be running around for EJ. Yeah, he came back. So when he came back, I guess he hadn't seen Shuck talking to me. So he came to me. He was like, hey Jamaica, you got a kite? I was like, yeah, I got a kite. He's like, bro, man, you ain't give them niggas that phone, did he? I said, nah, hell no. Why would I give him a phone? He's like, bro, telling you, bro, they running game on you. I said, running game on me? He said, yeah, they running game on you, bro. I said, they ain't running no game on me because the game that they playing, it ain't work. And it's definitely not going to work with me. So he's like, he said, bro, let me tell you something, bro. He said, that kite that you got this morning, he was like, man, somebody wrote that kite in the kitchen. So I just started laughing because I knew that somebody else had wrote it. The man spelled Jamaica wrong on the front of the kite to Jamaica. J-A-M-A. Not even the A. J-A-M-I-C-A. Come on, man. These you crazy? You lost your mind or something? You trying to be slick and don't know how to be slick. You being stupid slick. But I caught on to it, though. So he's like, yeah, bro, one of the guys, he was going around in the kitchen asking guys who got good handwriting, asking everybody who had good handwriting. And one of the things that I did, remember I told y'all I had them pack all the EJ stuff. Now, this is the thing. A lot of times when you get locked up and you go to the hole, bro, these police that actually go through your work. You know what I'm saying? They actually go through your paperwork. So I had EJ notepad. We be having green dot numbers right down. A lot of times when they see you have green dot numbers and all these type of money, you have figures beside numbers and stuff, they be trying to slam you out. They might PI you, pending investigation, what you got going on. So I had all the EJ, like his notebook with all his personal information, like numbers and all that type of stuff, active green dots and stuff. So I knew his handwriting, so I had him pull it out and I put it right next to his. I was like, man, this dude here. I just went to shaking my head. So little buddy that worked in the kitchen, now he was like, yeah, see, bro, I told you. I was like, bro, I already knew it was some funny games going on, but you pretty much just solidified it. You just cemented it. You just made that grounded. It's solid. I know what's going on now. So anyways, bro, they called Chow. So then they called Chow. Boom, I step out. I go to Chow. Boom, go up the walk. When I'm going up the walk, I see old girl. Yeah, I see old girl that's supposed to goddamn razzle dazzle, bring that in. So I seen her. So she like, what's up? Boom. But guess what? Guess who was on that walk too? Lieutenant Griffin. So I couldn't really stop. She was in front of J building. I'm walking by. I'm like, what's up? So she like, what's up? I'm like, man, I need to holler at you. She was like, all right, when you coming back? So boom now. Come back. When I coming back, I seen Lieutenant Griffin all the way down there, down the walk. So I'm like, boom. So I'm looking at J Bill and she wasn't out there at the front, because usually the officer be standing out the front, but she wasn't standing out there like she was early. So I look in front, I'm looking in the glass because the windows are tinted. You can't really see nothing. So I see her in there, so I went to beat in the door. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. So I seen her looking, you know what I'm saying? She came down there, she fly the door. I go in there. I'm like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? She was like, man, you is too aggressive, man. What is wrong with you? Calm down. I'm like, look, man, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? We trying to figure this out. She was like, look, I'm going to have to talk to you later on again because I couldn't bust no move and all type of stuff. So I'm like, what type of games y'all playing? You know what I'm saying? I said, first, this man, goddamn, he wrong for even paying her bills any goddamn way, bro. He dead wrong for that. You can't be, why you going to be paying her bills and you locked up? Crazy, man. And you ain't making no money like that, even though he did have money, but he's not making it like that, bro. And then let these folks done set this girl up on you, so she set you just to milk you, bro. That's all that's going on. So I'm telling her, I'm like, bro, y'all dead wrong. She like, nah, it's a lot of games been played, but I'm trying to keep it real with you. I'm trying to break everything down to you, whoop, whoop, whoop. But I'm like, look, man, I'm finna go because I ain't trying to get caught up in here. She was like, yeah, it's best you go. So boom, I come out, boom. As soon as I come out, guess who I seen? Lieutenant Griffith, bro. He like, what you doing in J building? So I'm like, man, I ain't doing nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to holler at the officer about something. What you wanted to holler at the officer about? Woo, woo, woo. Who working in that building? I say, it's your officer. You need to find out who working in that building. So by the time he turn around like this to go look in the building and see what's going on, I'm down the walk. Yeah, I'm walking down the walk. Boom, I'm gone. He ain't really said nothing else to me, bro. So I go back to the dorm. When I go back to the dorm, they end up running third block movement, bro. They running third block movement. Everybody get to moving out. Boom, I see Shuck coming into the dorm. But I seen another dude with him, a dude named Bear, another GD dude. He was in B dorm. I know him because he always around Shuck. He's a real snake too. You can see snake all on his face. That's the thing about these snake dudes, bro. You can see it all on their face, bro. It ain't hard to tell. It's like it's written, bro. So anyways, they come into the dorm. When they come into the dorm, I'm out there sitting on my bunk. I went to goddamn grab my tool. I push it in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I stood up. I came up out the cut. That's one thing about me. I don't like to be in that cut. If people pulling up on me like that, especially with some issue going on, I like to be there in the wide open. Yeah, let's dance. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit the dance floor. Let's move. So anyways, bro, boom, I came standing up at the front of the bunk. You know what I'm saying? The cut. So he pull up. He like, what's up, bro? Whoop, whoop, whoop. He gave me another piece of paper, bro. Like, here, bro. Boom, it's another one for EJ right here. Boom. I look at the shit Jamaica spell right now. It's spelled right. It's spelled right, which I expected. But it still wasn't EJ's handwriting, bro. It still wasn't. I said, bro, I don't know why you bringing me this, bro, because I'm still not going to give you the phone. I said, I don't care what it is, bro. I'm not giving nobody that phone, bro. Whenever that man get out, bro, he going to get that phone. So I could see the other dude, Bear, he sat there. He just walking looking like this. Like he trying to make his mind up if he just want to take flight on me or what. So while he doing that, I'm standing up talking, but I'm in my stance. You know what I'm saying? Talking while I'm getting in my stance. I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever, bro. So he's like, man, I need a phone, Jamaica, man. I need a phone, man. I need to complete the business. I said, look, bro, you really ain't supposed to have nothing to do with that, bro, to keep it all the way funky, bro. He's like, what you mean, bro? What you mean? I said, really, bro? EJ put you on something that you had no business in. I got money in this. I said, bro, you ain't got no paper in that, bro. I said, you ain't got no paper in there. I said, bro, I know what be going on. I said, bro, I'm not green to nothing that's going on, bro. Just because you see me, I don't be talking loud and be doing all this and doing all that. I said, bro, I ain't green. He said, man, Jamaica, I know you ain't green, bro. But goddamn, I got to complete the move, bro. I said, bro, you going to complete the move without this phone. You going to complete the move without this phone. You're not doing it with this phone. I said, bro, if you want to use the phone, you could use my phone. Nah, bro, I don't need your phone, bro. I got some numbers in his phone. I said, listen, man, whatever numbers you had, I hope you had them written down because you're not using this phone. I told him just like that, bro. That's when the dude Bear, he stepped up. He's like, man, folk, what going on, folk? What we gonna do, folk? What we gonna do? So, shit, like, man, I'm just trying to get the phone from Jamaica, man, so I could goddamn make. So, the dude Bear, like, man, Jamaica, what's up, man? You ain't got. I said, nah, bro, ain't nothing going on with that phone, bro. I said, as a matter of fact, bro, I'm kind of through talking about this, bro. I said, I'm through talking about this. I said, when bro get out the hole, I said, he ain't going to do them by like 3-4 days. I said, when he get out the hole, I'll give him his phone. Whatever he want to do after that, that's cool. I ain't got no problem with that. And you know what's funny? Same time with all of this going on, bro, boom, I see them opening the doors to the dome. They got people coming out the hole. And one of the dudes that I see was a light-skinned dude named Jamrock. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he is Jamaican too. Really some BS, though. I ain't going to lie to y'all. He was on the other side. I heard he had him got popped. You know what I'm saying? He be having all this stuff going on over there. We be trying to buy stuff for him. Sometimes he be acting funny. Anyways, he over on this side. So he come in the dome. So he like, yo, Shwagwan. Man, I say, yo, Agwan, brother. So I say, yo. Well, he instantly seen the tents, I guess, because he talked to EJ in the hole too. EJ was in the hole. So he kind of seen that it was kind of tense in the dome at the time. So he walk over and say, yo, Agwan. But he kind of big. Got a little size on him. You know what I'm saying? A little older dude, though. Not old though, but he was older than me at the time. So he like, man, what going on? So I said, yo, whoop. I went to telling him, I said, yo, you know, I said, bro, going to the hole and him and them youth, I must have something going on, youth, I want the phone and now come off my man phone for no man. His man said, so he like, man, yo, don't give nobody his phones. I'm like, man, I ain't giving nobody his phone. So that's when the dude Bear, he like, man, what you want to do, folk? What you want to do? So Shep was like, nah, folk, we ain't gonna do nothing like that. We can't do nothing like that. I fuck with Jamaica. Nah, he playing mind games. I'm not stupid, bro. I see all this. He's like, man, I fuck with Jamaica. Bro, you know you can't fuck with me. I ain't gonna lie to you. So he kept saying that. But anyways, they went to going out the door, bro. So when they went to going out the door, Jamrock, he came in, him chopping it up. I'm telling him everything that's going on. He was like, look, bro, goddamn, don't come off the phone. I was like, I'm not coming off the phone, bro. Ain't nobody got to tell me that. Even he was asking me, like, where the phone at? Nah, ain't nobody got to know where that phone at, bro. It was in a portable spot. You know what I'm saying? Shell actually know what type of spot it was, but he couldn't find it at the time because I got it. Ain't nobody could come up to me and tell me something, give me this or give me that. No, none of that is not going to work. Ain't none of that going to work, bro. So anyways, bro, later on that day, I'm watching the whole temperature in the dorm, bro. We went to chow in the evening. It's a whole bunch of GDs walking, but you could tell when they walking and everybody's looking at you. I could tell they talking about me or whatever because that dude Bear, he over there in the dorm. And, you know, he got this little crazy look on his face, this little mug, like his face hurting him, like something wrong with his face. I see all of them walking, they politicking, they looking at me, so I know they talking about the whole issue. And Shep was right there with him, bro. Anyways, bro, I go back to the dorm. I went to go train and stuff. Even one of my partners was saying to me, he like, bro, why you over here training? You got all this stuff going on. I said, bro, I'm not worried about nothing, bro. I'm not worried about it. This man need to come out the hole so I can give him his phone. That's what he need to do. And the next day, bro, he ended up coming out the hole. Shep came back and asked me the next morning. He was like, bro, just look on the phone and tell me if you seen a missed call from this number, whoop, whoop, whoop. I was like, all right, bro, I'll do it for you, bro. And he came in there later on in the day, and I told him, like, nah, because I didn't see no missed call from that number. And he was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, bro, I'm sure, bro. I'm sure. What you mean? You supposed to have your folks' number so you could call them. But he just wanted to go in there so he could get that girl number out of there. That's what he actually wanted. He wanted that girl number because he know that money was paid to her. So he wanted that number so he could do what he do. He could just backdoor everybody. Anyways, bro, boom, he ain't getting none of that. And he already knew that too. You wasn't going to get none of that stuff, man. None of that. So anyways, bro, later on that evening, boom, they let more people out the hole. Guess who come out the hole? EJ. EJ comes out the hole. So boom, I see him out there in the salad port area. He out there in the salad bar area, so he come, he like, yo, boo, boo, boo. I went up there, he talking to him. He like, man, they put me in B dorm. And I was like, oh man, they didn't put you over there in B dorm. So boom. Anyways, bro, he went and put his stuff down or whatever, and I guess the officer had let him out. He told the officer he wanted to come over here. So when he came over here, bro, he ended up coming over here, bro. Was it Chow they ran? Did they run Chow? Yeah, it was Chow. It was doing Chow time. He ended up coming over there, but when he came over there, it was a whole bunch of GDs that came over there. Some of the ones that was in the dome already, and Bear and like a couple of them, because I guess they was over there talking to him, and they already knew he a lick. Pretty much sweet. Everybody trying to get something off of EJ. Everybody trying to get something. Anyways, he come over there, bro. He come over there on the bed. He like, yo, Jay, well, go on. Smash say, yo, well, go on. Boom. I went to telling him, like, bro, this what going on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So he's like, man, you talk to old girl? I was like, yeah, I talked to old girl. He was like, oh, what going on? I said, bro, you got too much going on, bro. Man, what you mean? I said, bro, you got everybody in your business. I said, why you got this rat, this snake in your business? He like, nah, bro, he just be around when I be talking to her. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I said, look, bro. I pulled a note out. I said, look at this. I said, yo, what is? So what you mean, what is? I said, bro, this a note that somebody wrote talking about some, you said, give Shep the phone. He said, man, yo, man, I write that. So I said, who exactly? So right when I'm talking to him, Shep came in the dorm. He was like, oh, yo, what going? Say, what's up to EJ, what's up? Whoop, whoop, whoop. He got up, went right over there to talking to them. They over there talking and stuff like that. And the way that they talking, I could see them looking at me. Like the phone is the whole issue. So I'm like, I called him over there. I'm like, look, yo, come get your phone, bad man. You know what I said? So I said, boom. So he was like, nah, just get Shep the phone. I said, what? Man, this is exactly what that man said. He said, man, give Shep the phone so Shep could go use the phone right now. I said, me. I said, bro. I said, yo, you're not in a sense. I say, I eat that or something. I say, you're not in a sense. I say, yo, where you talk about, Jim? I say, you're not in a buckler sense. He said, yo, where I deal with like that? I said, yo, the man just try to write a fake note. Forget your phone. And y'all come out of the hole and tell me to give him your phone. It's a big man, and I give him your phone. You got to give him that phone. Boom, I gave him his phone. I gave him the spot and everything. See it getting up. The same dude, Bear, bro, he in the dorm. He talking all type of shit, bro. In the dorm. I don't know what's up with these niggas. I don't know what's up with these niggas. They think they just did. They think they hit. They think they that. So I'm like, man, what the hell is wrong with this dude? So one of my partners, he came over. He like, man, what's up, bro? What I'm talking about? I like, bro, he just talking. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing all of these dudes do. They good at, bro. They good at talking, bro. You know where I'm at. You know what to do if you actually want to do something, bro. But he actually didn't want to do nothing. He didn't want to do nothing. So anyways, bro, he over there telling Bear, calm down. EJ over there telling Bear, calm down, man, calm down, calm down. So the Mexican had them call me down there. I go down there to Chewy. So he's like, hey, Micah, what's up? So I'm like, man, he's like, man, what's going on? He said, this fool, he said, man, this fool crazy, man. This fool crazy. I said, yo, this man is an idiot, man. So that's when bro went to calling him down there. Chewy went to calling him. Hey, call him down. He's like, hey, wait, what's up, man? He said, wait, let me tell you something, wait. He said, this right here, this supposed to be your brother right here, man. This supposed to be your brother right here. All these folks try to finesse and get your phone and all this stuff. This who had your phone. He didn't give your phone to nobody. He said, this who you need to be rolling with, not them. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So he's like, man, I already know. So then Chewy went to ask him, what's up? What's up with the move? What's going on with the money? So he's like, man, I'm going to holler at old girl, man. She going to have to send the money back and do this and do that. So I was like, yeah, she going to send that money back, all right, you idiot. You know what I'm saying? You stupid. So that's when he was like, hey, you got these people, you in business with the GDs? So he's like, yeah, man, I done put him in on the move. So that's when Chewy was like, where? I told you where. He said, man, I don't do business with those people. And he wasn't speaking on black people or GDs specifically, but it was the individuals. You know what I'm saying? Because they always do business with everybody. It's just the individuals that EJ was bringing in on the move, bro. Wouldn't nobody agree with that, bro. I cussed them out, bro. So he down there, man, I'm going to fix it. I'm gonna get the money back. I'm going to give it to you, whoop, whoop, whoop. So I told EJ right there, I said, yo, man, need to talk to you. So he like, whoop. I went to give him the rundown about what old girl said. He's like, nah, Jay. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. I said, bro, These folks done set this girl on you to milk you out. No, Jay. Ain't nothing like that. No. He couldn't, like, he like, nah, that can't happen to me. I'm like, bro, the girl down there told me what happened, bro. She feeling sorry for you. She was like, look, I ain't finna get it mixed up and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because she was already dropping for some of these people, bro. But they seen that he was a lick. They seen that he was a lick, bro. I'm telling him, he's like, no. She F with me. She messed with me. I say, you stupid. You an idiot, bro. You are an idiot. So anyways, bro, I walked back down to the bunk. Him and Chewy up there talking or whatever, bro. These GDs in the dorm, they still talking, acting stupid and doing all type of stuff, bro. I'm just sitting over here in my bunk. My partner, he keep pulling up on me every second. I had to tell him, bro, like, bro, I'm good, bro. You ain't got to keep coming to me, asking me if I'm straight every second, bro. I don't have a problem. It's nothing going on with me, bro. It's just this idiot right here, bro. Putting all type of people in the business, getting mixed up with all type of crazy stuff, bro. So anyways, bro, all that done transpired. He left from down there where the Mexican was. He came back. I seen him over there talking to the GDs. They in a little circle like they having a meeting. I'm like, when is this man GD? Or you say you 606 or friend of the folks or whatever. But you are an idiot, bro. You stupid. These folks just want everything you got. They just gonna milk you. So anyways, bro, he came back. He left from over there, went to talking to the other Jamaican dude. Me, him, and all the Jamaican dudes. So the other Jamaican dude tell him like, yo, you know, in a sense, you hear that? It's a big man, you hear that? You know, in a sense. You must say, yo, the man don't want to do no business with you. The man just want to take what you have. So he like, man, nah, man. These my brother, man. We good. I said, man, you BJ, EJ. I said, you's an idiot. You's a real live idiot, a real live fool. That's exactly what I called him, bro. And he got mad, and they ended up leaving out the dorm. Like some of them that was over there in B dorm, they left out there at the dorm, bro. So when they left out the dorm, next 2 days, bro, it's like 2 days passed by, bro. I be seeing him. He be going to chow. Sometimes we go to chow together, whatever like that. So he came over to the dorm. He like, Jay. He's like, man, something going on, man. I said, what going on? He's like, man, something going on, bro. Something going on. I got to talk to you. So I said, what you got to talk to me about? He's like, man, I gotta pay some money. I owe some money. I said, what you owe money for? I said, who you owe money to? He said, to Shelton them. I said, what? I said, oh no. I said, what you really owe money for? He said, man, I owe $2,500. I said, $2,500 for what? Is you crazy? He's like, man, I gotta talk to you, man. I don't want everybody. I don't want to be loud or whatever. Cause I ain't gonna lie. I was hot. I was tight, bro. I went to cussing him out, bro. So he's like, man, I'm gonna come back after chow, bro. I'm gonna ask the officer to let me come over there and talk to you. I'm gonna tell you all about it. I was like, man, you was stupid, bro. You was an idiot. So I came back in the dorm. I seen Shut down there. I said I was gonna pull up on him and ask him like, what bro owed you money for? But I was like, nah, bro. I ain't even gonna play it like that. So anyways, boom, later on that evening now, boom, I called whole girl back because she didn't work today. I called her back. And I was like, yo, look, I say, what's up? Because, you know, it's some folks' bread. I'm trying to get. Now he's saying these folks he owed them money, $2,500. Bro, it wasn't even that much in the play, bro, as far as buying all this stuff. So I know it can't be that. Plus, the Hispanic had money in it, bro. So I called old girl. I went to tell her, I was like, look, bro, you know, some folks in this, some of that money, some folks that had some money in this movement, man, that need to get their bread back. She was like, look, I'm gonna get y'all the bread back. She was like, look, I mess with you. You know what I'm saying? I see you goddamn more stable than your brother. He's an idiot. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what she said. I said, yeah, bro, some folks need to get their money back, because if folks don't get their money back, it's gonna be some issues and stuff like that. She's like, all right. She was like, I just talked to him last night. I talked to him earlier today. I said, what he talking about? He's still trying to put a move together. I said, man, listen, man, don't put no move together with this fool, man. Do not put no move together with him. She's like, yeah. I said, listen, man, he gonna get you banged up and get himself hurt. That's exactly what's gonna happen to him, bro. So anyways, bro, next morning, I see him at breakfast. He don't even go to breakfast, bro. He get up early at breakfast. He's like, Jay, man, I need to holler at you, man. I said, yeah, you said that yesterday, bro. You said that yesterday. He's like, we walking and we talking and whatever, man. He was like, man, you know, I messed up the move, man. So you know, with this GD stuff, I owed him some money for messing up the move. I said, what? I said, you GD? He said, nah, man, I'm just a part of something that's... I said, hold on, man. Hold on. You got too much going on, man. But anyways, man, y'all going to have to stay tuned for part 3, man. Y'all folks be easy, man. A lot of love, a lot of blessings, man.